This right here is an Xbox Series S, but this Xbox Series S is different than a conventional Xbox Series S. The thing is that this Xbox is portable, and wow, it is really cool. I can play games on my Xbox portably without depending on an external monitor or without depending on an external TV. Because here's the thing, I am someone who travels a lot. In fact, in case you don't know who I am a professional dancer and I'm working in different shows around the world, and I travel a lot. We do a lot of tours. So I travel too much. I travel every week usually. So having these things for me is super important, especially also the Steam Deck. That's why I was so excited on the Steam Deck, because the Steam Deck gives me that opportunity to be able to play games without any problems outside, away from home. And I love that. I think that's just awesome. So having this, does this compete against my Steam Deck? Do I prefer this or do I prefer my Steam Deck? And in fact, as a fun fact, this screen right here is called the Xscreen. The Xscreen costs $200. The Xbox Series S costs $300. So for a total of $500, you have this package, which kind of competes with my Steam Deck, that my Steam Deck costs around $550 because I got the 250 gigs version. So, after saying all of this stuff, how good is this experience? Well, let me tell you, it is really cool. First of all, it does not run on a battery. I have to clarify this because maybe some people are already asking in the comment section, or maybe you're, I don't know, you have that question in your mind. No, you don't run this on a battery. You have to plug this to the wall, just like you would do it normally in your normal setup. You have to plug this to a wall. That's the only thing that makes this non-portable, although I do consider this portable because you just open a screen and plug it to a wall and that's it. I do consider this to be very portable, but still, the fact that you depend on plugging it to the wall, it's already a pretty big downside. The Xbox Series S has one thing that is really cool, and that's pretty much the Xbox ecosystem. I love the Xbox ecosystem, and it's really cool, especially because of Game Pass. Now, Xbox Game Pass, in case you don't know, it's a video game subscription where you can pretty much play games unlimited. So, you have, I think it's like a catalog of 400 games, 300 games. There's like a lot of games. Some of them are retro games from past generations. Some of them are newer games from more modern generations. It's really cool, and I really love Game Pass. In fact, you have the Microsoft or the Xbox exclusive games. You have them day one on this subscription, so you don't have to pay extra money to play the newest Xbox games, which that is really cool. So you have this in a portable way. In a portable machine like this, you have access to Game Pass, and that for me is also a downside for the Steam Deck. Because in the Steam Deck, you don't have access to Game Pass, at least at the moment. Yes, you can if you install Windows, but I want to be honest here with you guys. Having Windows on the Steam Deck is not the best experience. In fact, I don't recommend the light. What the hell happened there? Okay, that just happened. Like and subscribe for, just because of this, I deserve a subscription. But the thing is, you know, on Steam Deck, I don't recommend anybody installing Windows 10 because it's just not a user-friendly experience. You can, but that's the only way to play Game Pass on the Steam Deck, is pretty much installing Windows 10 or Windows 11. On the Xbox Series S, you already have that integrated, which is really cool. Now, Xbox Series S also has more power. Obviously, you expect a better performance out of the Xbox Series S. And of course, in fact, here I am playing Fortnite at 60 FPS. This really perfect performance. It looks beautiful as well, and I love it. And you can play every modern game, every AAA game without any problems, and it's just perfect. It's just perfect. It's perfect. I can't complain about the performance on the Xbox Series S, especially for the price range. For $300, you have a pretty good performance and pretty good graphics for that price. I love it. Steam Deck, obviously, it's a smaller system, don't expect as good graphics, but yeah, it's very portable. It's way more portable than the Xbox Series S. Now, what's interesting about this screen is that this is a 1080p screen, and it's IPS, it's LCD. So yeah, viewing angles is pretty good. Resolution is decent, 1080p. You don't need much more. The Xbox Series S, most games run at 1080p. Very few games run at 1440, so you're not missing too much by having a 1080p screen here. So it's fine. For me, I think that's just perfect. By the way, this screen has its own speakers and they are pretty loud. In fact, I recommend you checking the link in the description if you want to know more about this screen. Go to the official website. But this is the Xscreen, and I really like this. I mean, I think obviously this is not gonna replace my Steam Deck, but this is a really cool extra addition that I have that I can bring with me while I'm traveling. That's gonna have Game Pass. It's gonna have those games that the Steam Deck does not have or it's not compatible with, for example, Fortnite and things like that. Having this option is really cool. Now you can see in this B-roll that I'm playing with the controller connected and plugged into the console. That's because I'm not, right now I don't have AA batteries, so I'm lazy, and instead of buying a new AA batteries or instead of getting rechargeable batteries, I just plug it with a cable. That's it. Obviously, that makes it less portable, but I don't mind bringing an extra cable with me. It's okay. But it's a pretty solid experience. Now, I do have to tell you guys, it's super important that with this screen, you cannot close it when the console is in sleep mode or when the console is pretty much suspended, right? Because there's still air coming out from the ventilation here. So it's pretty hot air. So if you close this while that air is coming out, not only are you going to damage the console, but you're also going to damage the screen. So that's bad news. You don't want to have that. You don't want to have that issue. So each time you want to close this, each time you want to take this away or close it or just put it away somewhere, you have to fully turn off the console. Never leave it suspended. Never put it onto sleep mode with this thing like this, with the lid closed, because you can actually have big problems for your console and for the screen. You can break those and you don't want to break them. So take that into consideration. And installation is very easy. In fact, you can see it's these two pegs here. You just unscrew them and voila, you unplug it. The only connections that the screen has are an HDMI that pretty much connects to the screen and a USB port that pretty much powers the screen. So the screen doesn't consume barely any energy at all. It just turns on just by connecting it to the console itself. You don't need external power to pretty much turn on the screen, which is really cool. In fact, something that's really cool about this screen, it's also the fact that you have this little, again. The cool thing about the Xscreen is that you have this little slot here to not only obviously plug in the AC adapter, but also you can plug in the external memory card. You know, the famous Seagate memory cards for the Xbox Series S and Series X? You have an extra space here to plug them in without absolutely any problem if you want to extend that storage on the Xbox Series S. So voila, I think this is really cool, and it's a really cool option for someone who maybe doesn't want to play on a Steam Deck or doesn't want to play on a Nintendo Switch. Well, why? Easy. Maybe you have an Xbox Series X at home, but you want to keep playing your Xbox games outside. Well, instead of carrying the Xbox Series X, instead of carrying an extra screen or just hoping to find a TV in a hotel where you can plug it on an HDMI, just buy yourself another Xbox Series S with this screen, and for $500 you have a portable version of your Xbox Series X, pretty much. And you have your cloud saves, you have the same games, you have the same progress, the same accounts, the same achievements, you carry everything from one console to the other, and it's really cool. Now, in my case, personally, I am a Steam Deck guy. I'm a PC guy. I prefer my Steam Deck. But for those games that are not compatible for the Steam Deck, for those games that maybe just simply for some reason I prefer to play them on the Xbox, well, here they are. I have an Xbox Series S that I can bring it with me while traveling without any issues at all. And I can play anywhere without depending on any external TVs, because I hate that. I hate depending on external TVs, because sometimes you go to a hotel, you know, I'm usually working, traveling, I go to a hotel and there's this big screen and I'm like, oh my god, I want to play on this screen. And sometimes I used to bring my Nintendo Switch with me or any other console, and I'm looking for that HDMI port on the screen. And many hotels, for some reason, they ban those HDMI ports. I don't know why, maybe to force you to pay for them, to have extra channels and stuff like that. I don't know. But many hotels, for some reason, they ban those HDMI ports on those TVs. For some reason, those HDMI ports don't exist on those hotel TVs, and it sucks. So many times, I'm just like in a hotel trying to find out a way to plug my console to the TV, and there's no way. But now, thanks to the Steam Deck, thanks to this, and thanks to the Nintendo Switch, I'm never gonna be missing playing games while on the go. And I love that. It's a great experience, and I highly recommend everybody who is an Xbox fan, or you're interested on Xbox, or you just want portable gaming as much as you can and as much as you want, I recommend you guys checking this option. Xbox Series S and the Xscreen, they're just beautiful, they're phenomenal. Links in the description, and of course, if you've reached the end of this video, click the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button, so like that YouTube will tell you each time I upload a new video, because it's really good. I think you guys are enjoying my channel, because wow, you guys are supporting me a lot of views in my last video, so I really appreciate that. That means the world to me. And hey guys, you guys are awesome. So yes, I'll see you in the next video. And remember to be happy playing video games, because they're the best thing in the world. Playing games, tech, consoles, I love it. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I gotta find a way, I have to find a way of avoiding this thing to fall. Because I'm using just tape. And it sucks to use tape for this. Anyway.